I am, as you have heard, Njeri Kabeberi. I actually work for Greenpeace Africa. I'm the executive director there, and I'm going to tell you our story from Africa. There exist disputes on the origin of creation or the universe as we know it among religions. But I don't think there's any dispute about righteousness, justice, and peace. But historical evidence on the suffering experience in this world challenges religions of the world on their ability to connect spirituality, righteousness, and justice. I have read from a Christian perspective, one writer said that to be righteous is to do right in the sight of God. I dare say this noble responsibility and obligation has been left to very few in the world. They are normally referred to as human rights activists, environmental activists, and governance activists who suffer at great risk trying to bring justice to our world. They are risking their lives daily as religion and the world watches. I say as religion and the world watches. Let me share some of our stories from Africa. Water-hungry coal. And then this is an environmental, human rights, and governance strategy in Africa, and especially in South Africa. Safe and affordable water is regarded as one of our planet's scarcest natural resources. This is particularly true on the African continent, where water insecurity is often an everyday reality. A survey done in 2011 showed that 327 billion of fresh water, amounting to 10,000 liters a second, are used by Eskom, South Africa's electricity supplier. Meanwhile, individuals use approximately 9,125 liters per year, and approximately for households, 72,000 liters per household. The Ministry of Water has predicted that by 2025, the demand for water will exceed the supply. Yet, despite these obvious damning facts and this prediction, the Energy Department, which is in the same government as the Water Department, chooses to expand on coal rather than invest in wind and solar, which we already know are water-free technologies. In the meantime, in the last week, in the state of Mpumalanga, the province of Mpumalanga in South Africa, via high-tech satellite data, it has been found that the world's largest air pollution hotspot is in that place, Mpumalanga. It is the home of 12 coal-fired plants with a total of over 32 gigabytes owned by Eskom. This is a tragedy because the government doesn't seem to connect these facts. I am now moving to West Africa in Senegal, disappeared at sea. Everything we do in life has a consequence. For the past 2 years, 226 fisherfolk have disappeared at sea on the coast of Senegal. At the face of it, it looks like accidents with larger vessels, problems with engines, canoes not properly secured, and other sea difficulties. But the reality of it is due to overfishing and what we call IUU fishing, illegal, unregulated, and unlicensed fishing from foreign large vessels that has caused local fishermen to go further and deeper into sea. And they use their ordinary canoes, not knowing the risks that they will face at sea because they can no longer get the fish because it has all been taken away. 226 disappeared at sea is one too many. This story is the voice of the disappeared from the Atlantic coast of West Africa. Let me now go to Central Africa, or what we call the Congo Basin Forest. Africa is fast losing the sacred Congo Basin forest. Corruption, international conspiracy, and armed violence are the triggers to this. The Congo Basin forest is the second largest rainforest in the world, but may soon become history if we analyze and evaluate some of the statistics that I'm going to share with you of systematic loss happening with the permission and protection of our own governments. Logging statistics, it is estimated that at least 50 million hectares of forest, the size of Spain, have been allocated to industrial logging in the Congo Basin forest. In Cameroon, each year, in Cameroon, the Republic of Congo, and Gabon, an estimated 7 million trees are ripped from the Congo Basin forest each year. This translates into an estimated 750 truckloads in 365 days of moving logs to foreign lands. 9.5 million hectares of what we call intact forest land, which is not supposed to be and normally has not been habited even by humans, has been logged in 3 years, we have logged over 9.5 million hectares of land. These figures are growing by the day. In this region, corruption, conspiracy, and double standards exist. Let me give 2 local examples. The size of logging concessions awarded to a 25-year-old daughter of the President of the Republic of Congo, Denis Sassou Nguesso, is 568,520 hectares. Concessions awarded to one of DRC's most notorious feared generals is approximately 1.2 million hectares of forest. Closer to home, in Europe, US, and China specifically, private logging companies are coming out as totally inconsistent with promotion of climate change solutions. We speak this, but we don't prevent our private companies coming from our lands to go into Africa and damage. Leading names are the notorious Swiss and German Denza, who has destroyed 280,000 of Congo Basin's intact forest land, and I have already explained the intact forest land. Also leading in this list is France Pasquet, who is a leading logger in the intact forest land in Cameroon. These people are known, these companies are known, and we have shared this information with the governments. So our governments are brutal in this region, especially in the Congo Basin and in Central Africa. Armed violence is used to provide powerful actors with the means to prevail on others, as well as ensure continuity of extraction. Armed violence is playing a critical role in fostering environmental degradation across the globe, and more especially in Africa. I want to conclude by challenging the Parliament of the World Religions. We are counting a centenary and a silver jubilee since the first sitting in 1893. The world has seen mega wars, genocide, and fundamentalism, and we continue to see different parts of the world still bleeding. Meanwhile, at least one major religion dominates one region or the other in the world. And collectively, we have the World Parliament of Religions. We should begin translating spirituality into righteousness so that we are empowered to demand justice for the citizens of the world. Africa deserves environmental justice. Stop bleeding our continent. Thank you.